Hi, it's Milk Tea and I'm back again with another episode of Is She Worth Your Gems? And today actually is the first day of the Bride Revival event, which you guys have all been waiting for. And I'm happy that I'm already at set 5 of the first day, because I guess I'm lucky enough to have June, Bride, and Group. So we will be discussing the most awaited waifu and the most awaited revival, which is Bride June Hikari Kagura. And before that, I want you guys, if you haven't seen her yet, which I'm sure is impossible because you guys see her often, is her gown and her bouquet as her sword, which is actually really nice. But anyways, with that said, let's discuss her and if she is actually worth your gems or not. So as far as I know, she could go up to 1,706 or 1,000. All I know is it's above 1,700, which is honestly really a decent speed. It's really good, in my opinion. 1,706 as far as I know. But with that said, let's dive into her skills. She has Slash and Slash of Brilliance, which is basic. You guys already know that these are not really that good for PvP, these two skills. But we'll be discussing her other two skills, which are actually really good, and what makes her a really good unit. So, this stage girl has Inspiring Ensemble, which has Act Power up to Self, medium damage to front enemy. Okay, so what's really nice about this is that she could deal damage to every stage girl that is a front stage girl. Did I say that correctly? Basically, let's say your front 3 units are mid stage girls, it'll attack all the stage girls in the middle. Correct me if I'm wrong, because as far as I know, that's how it works. So basically, let's say the front one is a front stage girl like Perseus, it's only gonna hit her. But let's say you have 5 mid mid stage girls, she could attack all 5 of them as long as they're the same type. As far as I know and as far as I'm aware, that's how it works. So let's say it's back row meta right now, and and you just brought back row stage girls, she's gonna hit all of them because they're all the same type. So if you are gonna be having a diverse team, like let's say mid units and front units, so obviously the mid units will be attacked because they are the ones in front of the back row units. So I'd say fighting against her is actually kind of, kind of 50-50, because she gets to attack maybe a lot of people, or let's say for the mid SS and SSS, you'll be fighting Perseus and people in the front row, so she'll obviously attack those first. But with that said, this is actually a pretty interesting attack, because it also gives Act Power up to Self, which is kind of selfish, AP3, which is kind of worth it, because she could actually attack a lot of units at the same time. We will be going to her Climax Act, which is Bouquet of Happiness, and it deals high damage to front enemy, invincible to the rear 3 allies. This is actually very useful. Hikari was one of my first units and has actually brought me to PvP SSS, which I'm really thankful for. She is more of a PvE unit than a PvP unit, but she is diverse, she can actually be used to both. And Bouquet of Happiness just kills the front row really bad. It may only attack one, but what's really nice about it is that she deals a ton of damage to the point that she can just one-shot any stage girl right in front of her, which is really useful because usually the people at the front have disables like aggro, provoke, and usually those stuff. So this is really a good skill, especially the fact that there's invincible to 3 rear allies. That's really good. I actually used to clutch a lot of PvP rounds with her, which is really funny and pretty cool at the same time. So her unit skill is when 2 or more sage girls of back position are in unit own act power. Oh, wait, what? Okay, I'm sorry, I left the screen, you saw my green screen. But basically, if there are 2 or more sage girls at her back, you'll be able to have act power up to 30% on critical up. So this is usually a selfish unit skill, I'd say. Her auto skill is honestly weird, and I do think that she is really built for PvE. So what that is space damage minus 10% for 3 turns, which is honestly unnecessary for PvP. Sure, you're lucky if you fight a lot of space stage girls out there, but it's unnecessary. Fortitude, really good. Passive damage dealt plus 7% is also really good. So, with that said, is she worth your gems? PvE 100%. Yes, until now she is a PvE goddess. She is one of the best boss killers in my opinion. Not only where Cloud is best, but also all around. Many people use her. Many people put her in the guest formation for people to use because she gives high damage, like high solo damage is like really high, and at the same time gives invincible to the team, which is really good. She's 100% yes. If you're a PvE user and PvE focus, I'd spend all my gems on her because she's really that good. She is a boss killer, I swear to God. I don't even know how else to explain, but she is still the number one unit, or let's say the top one of the top units for PvE until ever since she was released and until now. PvP. Okay. She got me to PvP SSS. I was actually just using 4 units at that time, which was Hifumi, Marie, her, and what's her name? I forgot. Oh, PvP. Oh, Momotaro. Gosh, how could I forget that? She's really good. I guess she may not be meta, and honestly, I don't suggest her to be used in PvP, but let's say that you really need a good PvP unit or like a substitute, she's actually really usable. Why is that? Because her invincible buff really clutches a lot of things, especially when like they do the finishing act wherein they all attack together. You usually just don't even get damaged. I used to combo her with Hifumi in order for me to get that, maximum capacity of counter heal while invincible, and it's just really nice. It was really a good experience. Before I had all these really good units, I started with her, and she's one of my OGs, and she'll always be here in my heart. Um, is she good at PvP? I'd say until early SSS, if not really good SS. But yeah, early SSS was my thing. Now I don't think she's as meta because ever since Jekyll Momotaro was released, she it's harder for people with Invincible to like do their thing properly because they're like cleansers now. They just remove buffs and at the same time, could go through Invincible like Momotaro and maybe Zeus. Jekyll's also there. But anyways, with that said, is she worth your gems? I'd 100% yes. Would I roll for her? I actually did not expect. I actually had I was re-rolling for a Marie with a Momotaro account, which is actually my account now, which I started last May 29. Um, she is actually really good. Will I roll for her? If I don't have a unit, sure I'll roll for her. But is she like someone to die for? For PvE users, 100% yes. For PvP, I suggest to like hold your gems and like wait for other people. But she's still really a good PvP unit. I'd say she got me to PvP SSS, so I have no complaints. You can roll for her, sure. You can waste your gems on her. I just got lucky that she was one of the units I got during my role for Momotaro, which is really good. But with that said, I hope you enjoyed this episode and see you guys next time. Bye!